I want to take the time to say thank you to my patrons. Your help has actually not only done so much for my channel, but it's actually helped me personally to make it through this tough year. And I want to thank all of my subscribers. And, well, thank you. And let's get to the show. All right. So, hey guys, ready for a class war? Fuck yeah! Woohoo! Let's get a class war out of this motherfucker, right? All right. All right. So, if you haven't heard of this awesome motherfucker, is Anand, and I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I don't want to fuck it up. But this motherfucker, like, you've seen his TED Talks, you've seen his he for some reason this motherfucker gets invited on CNBC because, like, they think he's cool and hip, but he always talks shit about the rich. And I saw this clip, and it made me go and get the full video of, you know, of him actually talking about how, well, you'll see. So, question for you guys: do you think that billionaire philanthropy is actually good, or do you think, like me, that it's a scam to motherfucking keep their money out the hands of the filthy poorest? And they can actually get, you know, good PR because, oh, you're donating to this. Oh, you helped this. Oh, fuck, I better delete. Anyway, let's go. Let's actually see this interview. It looks like it's going to be fun. And from the clips of it, I know it's going to be fun. So, let's go.
Wealthy, being generous. You know, I started reporting the book Winners Take All because I noticed...
All right, let's start all the way back. Hold on. Let's go.
What's the problem with the wealthy being generous?
So this motherfucker. All right. If you don't know what CNBC is a motherfucking bootlicking, deep-throating motherfucking... Like, please pay attention to me, Daddy Rich. Like, if you haven't seen Leon Panetta, you know, the crying billionaire about, I care. Can I bring that up? Oh. Hold on. Nope. No. Wrong thing. Hold on. In a new tab. Okay, cool. CNBC, which have actually brought you this. Hold on. Leon Cooperman, that's what it was. If you haven't seen this motherfucker cry online,
that you have said of where
this is
not only
CNBC.
See the emotion on your face, but hear it in your voice when you talk about this, Lee. Why?
I care. That's it.
I care.
In all that you have said of where the economy is, where the stock market.
So this is that same bootlicking motherfucker. Okay. So here's what Leon Cooperman is fucking crying about. 3% of $1 billion. 3% of $1 billion. 3% of $1 billion. Let's do the math. You know what 3% of $1 billion is? 30 million. You have $1 billion and you're complaining about 30 million. How fucking caught up in yourself are you that you complain about how fucking greedy do you have to be if you have $1 billion and you're complaining about 30 million? No, I'm just saying. I am just motherfucking saying. And most of these motherfuckers don't have just $1 billion. They don't. Okay. I said class warfare. The fuck. Okay. Let's continue watching this video.
You know, I started reporting the book Winners Take All because I noticed that on the one hand, we lived in this era in which wealthy people are giving back as never before. You can't walk down the street without bumping into a billionaire with a foundation changing the world. Things you talk about on this network, social enterprises, double bottom lines, triple bottom lines, capital that makes money for the planet as well as for investors, so on and so forth.
Notice he threw in the capital that makes money for the planet, but also for the investors. He's throwing a little bit of hits of shade already. Yeah. Exactly, Byron. Exactly.
And then it just sort of occurred to me, as it also has occurred to many other people, that it's interesting that all these modalities occur at the same moment in history, that it has actually been a time of growing, widening wealth and income inequality, growing capture of the spoils of the future by the very few at the top. And I began to wonder why it is that we live in this age of glorious philanthropy, so-called, but it happens to coincide with this age of extraordinary elite hoarding. What was the relationship, I began to wonder, between the extraordinary elite hoarding of our time and the extraordinary elite helping? And as I did my reporting, spent time in this world, interviewed folks in this world at foundations, corporations, etc.
I'm going to actually spoil the plot. It's cheaper for them to give $1 million or so to a charity, because even if they give like the $20 million, if they're a billionaire, the $20 million to a charity, what they get back in goodwill is more than what they actually return, because they say, oh, you're giving me this much, and then they praise and herald as saviors. Like, for example, and I'm sure he's going to get to this, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Do you know, because they privatized fucking inoculations across the world, they were able to, get AstraZeneca the patent to the Cambridge COVID vaccine? That's going to make fucking AstraZeneca billions of dollars. But because Bill Gates is just throwing away millions, they're getting billions in return in investors and just PR. But let's continue.
I found was that we live in this age in which the rich and powerful do everything they can to help, except to change the system atop which they stand, and often use philanthropy, weaponize philanthropy as a kind of anger management policy for populism, to douse those flames, as a way of laundering the reputations that they have sullied by harming society in the way they made their money, and as ways of actually increasing their political power and influence in this society through alleged acts of giving.
Maybe they don't trust the government to do the right thing with the money. They'd rather give it to causes themselves. And it's
like, do you just hear this shit? Like, he's like, whoa. He couldn't let him fucking finish. He's like, well, maybe you don't trust the government. Hey, motherfucker. Quick question. If you think that the government is fucked up and you think that spending money is the best way to fucking help things, why don't you spend more money to, I don't know, change the government? Because these motherfuckers don't want to change the government. They want to leave it as broken and dysfunctional and have as many people pissed off at the government as they can so they can fucking have loyalty and fealty to their corporate overlords. Do you know? Okay. Exactly. Do we want to actually be able to depend on charity to take care of the fucking smallest, the weakest among us? No, we don't. It's great when you have charity. It is great when you have charities. But these motherfuckers, they want to just simply rely on the charity. It's these motherfuckers where they will be right at home with Scrooge from The Christmas Carol, like before he had the night visited by the three spirits. Like, I don't fucking get it. And then you have people in the fucking media. And before people say it's the mainstream media, no. We have people in the motherfucking media, from social media to mainstream media, that just fillet the rich. Just fillet them. But, you know, hey, maybe we should just rely on the charity of others. Right. But let's continue.
Isn't this, despite the criticism that you have, a win-win for everybody? And why should we be nitpicking how billionaires give away their money to noble causes?
Because there shouldn't be any fucking billionaires. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be any fucking billionaires. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize, you guys. I apologize. It's just that you hear this motherfucker. He is literally like brain not function. Because, billionaires told me, because and I don't know what this motherfucker's name is. Shit. Who is this motherfucker? Shepard Smith. Okay. And like, I know this is not going to be your real big habit. Oh, it is. His name is Scott. Okay. Look, here it is. The way the reporter denies that defends the wealthy, you should think that he's the richest man in the world. Like, he's talking about, who the fuck is that? I don't know. He's talking about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Philanthropy is another name for cheating the tax system. We ain't falling for it no more, dog. And it's stuff like that for like, oh my God. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Slow down. This shit is fucking hilarious. Like, the fucking reporter is getting indignant about this shit. Like, isn't it a win-win when the billionaires give away money? Like, no. All right, so let's bring it in. All right, cool. All right, so before the anti-vaxxers, do you know people hated Bill Gates? Like, for real. Like, you get like some of the consumers that were just like, okay, cool. But people hated Bill Gates. You want to know why? Because he was a fucking asshole. Bill Gates was an asshole, which used monopolistic tendencies to dominate computers. That's why when Apple came out with they shit, like revamped it, everybody's like, oh yeah, Apple. And fuck. Steve Jobs started doing the same fucking thing. It's a PR push. You ever wonder why Microsoft like was so gun-ho about the Xbox when they didn't need the money? It was PR that they made some money off of. Fuck these billionaires. Like, fuck these billionaires. But you get motherfuckers like this that sit back and say, oh, the billionaires are good. But let's continue.
Well, because I wrote the book to deconstruct the idea of the win-win. So I'm very glad you brought that up. And I also want to go back to the other thing you said, which is a core thing we got to deal with, especially on this network. There is this notion, a casual notion, that is in some ways the stepchild of Ronald Reagan's utterance that government is not the solution, government's the problem. 40 years on, we now have this notion that if you have a kind of marginal $1 billion lying around in someone's bank account or wherever, that $1 billion would be more wisely spent by some smart, rich person than by the government, right? I would bet 95% of people who regularly watch this network would subscribe to that view. Well, that view...
Uh-oh. Hey, somebody call the cops because shots fired. Shots fired. It's like, 95% of the people that watch this motherfucking network would actually believe that, hey, billionaires are good. But let's continue.
View is actually completely false, with all due respect. The reason most of us who do anything in this country are able to do it is because of an extraordinary chassis of a system that lets dreams be realized, whether it's the education system we have in this country, whether it's the court system that allows stations like this to be founded without fear that some person is going to steal your network, which is a thing that could happen in other countries, without
what's the answer? I mean, you're in favor, but you're in favor of Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax. In fact, you make...
Like, so you see, like, oh my God, this, like, fuck, like, dude, like, I like, he is so far up rich people's asses that he can probably give them fucking acid reflex if he belches in their, if he belches. Like, for real, like, this motherfucker is just like, and you see, AN is actually talking about how, hey, court systems actually help protect us. You have educational systems. You have a built-in system that is mostly government, some private, that actually help support everybody. They keep shit running. And I'm not somebody who's going to advocate for big daddy government. But no, it is a tool of the people to help the people. Not just some rich guy who's worried about one thing, his own money and maybe his stockholders. But let's continue.
The argument that the numbers that she throws out may be too low when others come on this network who've done quite well for themselves and who are quite generous in their own right and say there are just better ways of doing things. Why?
So I literally love this whole thing, this whole straw man of like, well, if you want to tax rich people 2%, why not make it 10? Why not make it 20? Why not make it 30? Why not make it 100 if they have $1 billion? Fucking don't tempt me. Don't fucking tempt me. I'm just saying, like, you really want to go there? Don't fucking tempt me. But the thing is, they try to set it up as, oh, these people just want to punish the rich. And you also hear from the reporter that, hey, these billionaires come on my channel, so in order to have access to them, I need to kiss their ass. But let's continue. Come on, let's go.
Bog down the system with something new. If you want to raise more taxes from the wealthy, who, by the way, come on this network all the time and say,
and you hear it again, he's throwing out his access, like it's almost like, no, this is a guest that we had to come on because like he's popular and like they come on all the time and we need to keep coming on. Like you like hear the plead in his voice, like, oh wow, please, no, rich people, we stick up for you. All right, fuck, let's go.
The wealthy should pay more. There are just better ways to do it. Close loopholes, raise the capital gains tax. Why a wealth tax, which seems to be a war on the wealthy?
Good. Let's do it all. From your mouth, your curse comes. Let's close loopholes. Let's raise fucking the capital gains tax. Let's do it. And we also gonna put a fucking 3% on billionaires. We can do all the above. We can. What do they say? You can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can do all the above, motherfucker. Let's go. But this is the fun part about the video. Let's hear this shit.
It's not a war on the wealthy. When regular people across this country pay property taxes on their house, which is a tax on their wealth, not their income, no one calls that a war on them. It just so happens that very rich people have most of their wealth in things other than one home. And a wealth tax is far from a war. The war, if anything, has been waged punching down on the middle class and working class and poor people of this country for a generation. The idea that a wealth tax is an act of hostility or is an act of vengeance, when it's in fact an act of sound economic policy, is laughable. And I'll explain. There's an economic rationale for it, which is that it would be great to have that money lying around to actually reinvest in the commons, which has been defanged, defunded, and delegitimized in this country, in childcare, universal childcare, in healthcare, in education, things like that. But there's a second reason, Scott.
Before he gets to that, I just want to actually address this. So if you are somebody who owns a home, and we saw this in the Professor Wolf video, if you're somebody who owns a home, you know you get taxed on your property yearly. You get property tax. Do you know the percentage of tax burden mostly falls on middle income people? And I fucking hate saying middle income, middle class people, because middle income, they don't go by the medium, they go by the median wage, not the average wage. Because if you go by the median wage, it actually. All right, thank you.
Ziggurat_sauce donated $3. Hey,
Ziggurat, thank you. But you actually see this. You see this shit where you get these people that, like, when you rich, most of your money, most of your income comes from the stock market. And this is one of the reasons why I had a fucking problem with Mitt Romney. Because most of his income, the tax plan that he wanted to fucking do, which was actually more watered down than what fucking Trump passed in 2017, where capital gains, like, oh no, we want to make sure that we tax people as low as they can. And it's just like, no, you fucking idiots. You're trying to defame the government so much and make it so fucking weak that, oh well, if we can get away with shit, then we can get away with shit. This is the reason why, like, I love that bill that Ro Khanna is actually doing, and what he's actually trying to push to actually make sure they fund the IRS a little bit better. Oh, that's going to be fucking amazing. But another thing is And the reporter is actually going back and saying, oh, isn't this a war on the rich? You know, it's a war on the poor, not the war on poverty, but the war on the poor. Not having a living wage, seeing the increase of different prices, having an increase, while keeping the standard, the cost of living, keeping the cost of living higher and higher, while keeping the minimum wage low. That's a war on the middle and lower class, and people are actually dying from it. I don't know if you know, but poverty kills. It kills with poor health. It kills with stress, and it's killing with people actually doing it to themselves. You know, taking their own lives. Poverty kills. Being financially insecure kills. But you're worried about a tax? I don't know. I have not heard of it. And even though I've looked into history, even when the market crashed in 1929, it wasn't the fact that they were taxed more throughout the fucking Roosevelt administration, FDR. It wasn't the fact that these rich people were taxed more that they end up hurting themselves. No, they just couldn't buy their 10th yacht. But poverty kills. But nobody's talking about the war on the poor. Hell, we don't even want to have the war on poverty anymore. But let's continue.
Which is, there is actually, and I know this is CNBC, but even without the funding issue, there is actually an argument to be made that there is a certain level of absolute wealth beyond which people are simply, just by breathing, too powerful to exist in a democracy that still thinks it's a democracy. Because simply by acting, spending that money, they are exerting power that is inconsistent with one person, one vote. I think Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax is a great idea. Bernie Sanders had a great proposal for a short-term pandemic one, a more general one.
I know you think it's a great idea.
I frankly think all of them are too small.
Like, dude, this interviewer is just like cutting into this motherfucker. Like, you see him, like, you saw like the dichotomy of how he was treating Leon Cooperman. He was like, "Oh, you want a bottle and a nappy. You want a bottle and a nappy because you upset because they may be taxing you at 3%. You want a bottle and a nappy." Like, for real, let's just go back to the way that, like, this is oh shit. Okay. So let's go back to this, and I can actually just bring it up out of my history.
Market is the wealth that has been created since the president was inaugurated through the stock market appreciation. You still think it would be a better idea if he did not run for re-election at this particular time?
What I think I said, you know, you're looking to get me into trouble. What I said was, if he was not prepared,
like, you see the softball, you see the care and concern. You see this shit. Like, you see this shit. Versus this adversarial, like, how dare you ask rich people to pay more money? But let's let this shit finish. Hold on.
We need an erosive wealth tax that would shrink those fortunes and put some eros back in the economy.
And a lot of people disagree with you, which is why we will continue this conversation another time. It's good to see you tonight, Anand. Thank you.
Oh shit. He didn't know what to say about that one. He didn't know what to say about that one. He was like, oh wow. He was like, yeah, no, we need to motherfucking have a erosive income tax. In other words, we need to start limiting their money. As I'm not just limiting their money, we need to start eating away at their motherfucking money. And he closed that subject quick, fast, in a hurry. Quick, fast. Oh, Freudian slip. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Oh God. And before people say, and this is the funniest fucking thing, before people actually say that it's well, it's a mainstream media thing, it's CNBC, and this is the reason why they act this way. No, you see the shit on Fox Business, you see the shit on Fox News, you see the shit on MSNBC, CNN. Fun fact, you also see the shit on OAN or Newsmax, where they're just like sucking the skin off of these rich people's genitalia in order to help and stand up for, oh, we need the money. And before, I don't know why they would be watching this shit. Like, if you're a fan of Tucker Carlson, like, hey, how are you doing? I'm sorry you got lost on the internet. Tucker Carlson sucks up to billionaires as well. He might as well be a puppet that Rupert Murdoch has his hand up his ass in order to puppet some of the shit that he says. Like, it's this whole thing of just like the rich are untouchable. But guess what, motherfuckers? We know what the pitchforks are. But anyway. I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you have not seen my videos, if you're catching this as a replay on YouTube, I live stream every Monday and Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and sometimes Fridays, and sometimes I game. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. You can check my social media in the top or in the bottom. Yay. And yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, this is me, Crimson60620, and if you ever want to actually get some great art and help support my channel, help support me, check out my merch page at streamlabs.com/Crimson60620 / Here you can actually find great pieces of art put on t-shirts, and it'll be updated frequently with a lot of my other art. So thank you for support, and please enjoy the video. Thanks.